It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's all up next.
This time of year in Philly, you know what to expect. Cold temps, and we've got them. But the skies are clear tonight at Lincoln Financial Field. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that could have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
Joey Slye, the kicker, stands ready. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Now, for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback, now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for a Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. Buying time to his left. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 24 yards the gain there. Another first down as well.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Throwing is Hurts. It's caught by Sanders. Touchdown, Eagles. Miles Sanders, 30 yards. And the Eagles march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. The 3 plays already in the end zone. That was quick.
We always talk about offenses understanding what they want to do before they go into a game, and they practice it. They have their script and the plays they want to open with. But defenses aren't just reactive. They have their own ideas as well. These ideas didn't get implemented very well. 3 plays and a touchdown already scored against them.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And Gibson decides against bringing it out. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be brought out by a player who was undrafted back in 2015 out of Old Dominion. Last season, his first as a starter. It's Taylor Heineke.
Let's face it, you don't see too many Old Dominion alums suiting up under center in the NFL. And in fact, Taylor Heineke, the first ODU quarterback to suit up for a regular season game, not to mention doing well in the playoffs. This guy's an absolute fighter. Fought for every chance he's had in this league. Attitude, determination, those carry over to his teammates very well.
They go play action. Now Heineke. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Heineke. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Working out of the gun. Here's Heineke. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. And just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's why defensive coaches preach swarming to the football. It's usually going to take more than one guy to get that big man down.
And it did right there. Multiple broken tackles, but they eventually get him down. From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Hurts sets up to throw it. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass in the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. This will be caught by Brown. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
On first down, Hurts. Open man has got it, the tight end. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd down and 3. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Hurts. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And he is going to have an Eagles first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we could always lock in on the skill position, guys. But those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Hurts to throw. Flushed out right. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football, and he's got a first.
That's multiple times now. He's tagged him with a big gain with his legs. Really showing off some nice awareness and the ability to correctly realize when he's got a chance to tuck it and go himself.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. To throw is Heineke. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Looking to throw again on second down. Heineke. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Heineke. And he'll complete this to Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. On play action, Heineke. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel, 45 yards. And the Commanders have got it back to within a score. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed, because let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that'll make our score 14-7. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Play action. Here's Hurts. Got him in. It's Brown. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll set up a throw. This will be caught once again by Brown. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be 2nd down. Now back to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Brown. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll find Gainwell out of the... And a loose football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. 30, 20, 10. And he is going to bring this one back to the house. It's a Commanders touchdown on the scoop and score. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching him.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Slide for the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They had that 14-0 lead, but that has evaporated as they go to work here 1st and 10. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
2nd down, back to Sanders. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Under a minute to go, clock running and a back-and-forth first quarter of play. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Brown. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Pretty entertaining start. 14-all the score on EA Sports. Now 2nd quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll run with Sanders up the middle, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now the 2nd-year man. Here's Kenneth Gainwell. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. They'll run with Sanders. Gets past one man. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. Here's a screen with Gainwell. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on 3rd down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Over the middle to Smith. And he is going to have an Eagles first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a halt. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against a front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
2nd down at 5. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles have taken the lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. The Commanders' offense with Taylor Heineke in charge heading back out. He had the short touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll begin again here on 1st and 10. Heineke to throw it. And this will be incomplete.
You could tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now a 1,000-yard rusher a season ago, Antonio Gibson with it. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
And that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, Heineke. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fielded just inside the 30. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Now back to work for Miles Sanders in the Philly offense. And it may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Throwing is Hurts. Flush to his right. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now, because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Well, you got a young quarterback. You know, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10.
I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Hurts sets up to throw it toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way, a dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Hurts. Left side here to Sanders. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive, because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Here's Hurts to throw. Touchdown! Devontae Smith on the receiving end from Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Now that touchdown won't allow you to totally relax, but you can breathe a little easier now. Just increased their lead.
Elliott on for the extra point. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And Gibson decides against bringing it out. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw, Heineke. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Heineke. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Heineke again. Going right back to Dotson. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Heineke. Catch here, left side, Thomas. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. On 2nd and 11 now. Heineke over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Throwing. Heineke. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And he's going to have a Commander's 1st down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
But they've certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Heineke now. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Four yards to go on 2nd down from the 7. Again, it's Heineke. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Heineke from the gun on 3rd down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Sly able to put this one through. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no wind. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. On first down, Hurts. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They're going to look to throw. Quick slant here to Smith. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And that one into the hands of Brown downfield. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, 54 yards. And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. One final possession for the Commanders in this opening half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. .30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10. Here's Heineke. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield,
It could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Final play of the half here, Heineke. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios and this EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from that first half for Washington. And they've had all sorts of success thus far tonight throwing the football, as they're on pace to throw for 300-plus yards if things continue the way they've been going.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw is Heineke. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Heineke. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. To throw again on 2nd down. Heineke. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Heineke. And unable to connect, incomplete. took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
The scoreboard tells a story for them a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it, and they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Eagles offense and A.J. Brown headed back out there. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. He's got a man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magic elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the 3rd quarter. Another big play right there.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. A give running left, it's Sanders. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing is Hurts. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 44-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Straight ahead, it's Gainwell. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now a carry for Sanders. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 67 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Hurts toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw, and that's going to be incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
This is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. It takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and of course, a special player.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Elliott is good. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And Gibson decides against bringing it out. And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Heineke now looking to throw on 1st down. That's Samuel, caught left side. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Looking to throw, Heineke. Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Heineke to throw it. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. This will be fielded at the 17. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. This offense returns to the field, and the former Penn State star Miles Sanders, we get a look at him. He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground, because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. On the counter now, it's Sanders. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That second down play nets a -4.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
They go play action with Hurts. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, there's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Heineke now. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Heineke toward the sideline, and he will have the 1st down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
On 1st and 10, Heineke. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
And the Commanders are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
off the play fake. Heineke. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Commanders are able to cut into that deficit. And a play fake down near the goal line here worked out well.
Anytime you can make them think that you're going to run the ball and go to that play action pass, you see the end result, usually a touchdown.
Is that harder? Is the play fake harder to defend for the defense near the goal line or no? Because there's not as much room to work with?
It is harder because down near the goal line, you're thinking much more of a running play, especially if people run out big formations, so it is harder to defend.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it's 2nd down.
Let us dictate. Let's go, man. Give us some.
They'll set up a throw. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 17 yards and a 1st down for Philly.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. The false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. Now Sanders. And he'll get maybe a couple, if that, up to the 46.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Now on 2nd and 13. Hurts. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
The Eagles send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. First down, Heineke. To the right side and complete to Thomas. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the first one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. To throw is Heineke. Looking for Dotson, and he's got him. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Straight ahead, Gibson to about the 48-yard line.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Heineke. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. That's sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now after the sack, Heineke and the Washington offense going to face a tough 3rd and long. Now we got whistles before the snap. Looked like one of the Commanders jumped. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Now Heineke. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll take this to the 47, but no further. As they get him down well short of the line to gain. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Here's Tressway now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. So 4th quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he will have the first down as he's up to his 17-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
Let's go. Get it.
On first down, Hurts. And that'll be dumped off to Gainwell. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Play action. Here's Hurts. Looking for A.J. Brown again, and he's got it again. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure.
So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
They'll run. It's Sanders. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On second down, Gainwell looking for space. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on third down. On the draw, here's Sanders. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Eagles send out their punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Washington offense set to take over again. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. They'll go again with Gibson. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides, but to see the ball in the running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
A first down throw for Heineke. He gets it to Thomas. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Throwing, Heineke. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Heineke. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Heineke. And he'll just get rid of it.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
To the air again, Heineke. His throw incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Heineke. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That one thrown away from the pocket. And the officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
This a quick slant, and he's got Terry McLaurin. And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Heineke. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. They'll go again with Sanders. They find some open field here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
Let's go, baby.
The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because, remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.